The Pain in Our Head podcast contains themes of coarse language, adult themes, and the discussion of mental health themes. Some content may be emotionally challenging. If you or someone you know is at risk, please visit the description for mental health and suicide prevention contacts. Enjoy the show. What's going on, everyone?
Howdy, I'm Christian.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Pain in Our Head podcast. I'm going to quickly, whoops daisies, that was the wrong button. Where's the button to, why is it not coming up? Why can't I, there we go. Okay, I did it for one of us. Oh no, one job. Welcome to this week's episode of the Pain in Our Head podcast. What's been going on, Christian? What's happening this week? Just, yeah.
I got a tattoo.
Same shit, different. Yes, you had a tattoo last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dress it this week.
It looks very cool. It's done
yeah, I
really
know.
well.
It's, for people watching on YouTube, it's a microphone because I love singing. And it's the song lyrics to my coping mechanism song, Bad Life by Sigrid, which is on our playlist, our Spotify playlist, if you want to go have a listen to it. And
Yes.
The song lyrics are, it's just a bad day, not a bad life. And I love those lyrics because they help me get through some real fucked up shit. And it's like, yep, it's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. And it makes you remember that, there's been good things in my life.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Exactly. I started wearing my glasses again. So
They look good.
Thanks, baby. Like I said before, just trying to level out the playing field by not wearing them. I look fucking good in glasses, so.
They do look good on you.
I'm considering taking my lip ring out. It's been annoying me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people should leave a comment. Should I keep it or ditch it? I like my nose ring. That's not going anywhere. But I don't know about the lip ring. I'm not 100% sold on it. But you've had some changes in your life, and it ties into today's topic of routine.
It does. I have had some big changes this week.
Yeah. Do you want to go through that with us?
Oh, not really. I've just had a change in work, I guess. So something a little bit more, what's the word for it? A little bit more consistent.
That's the one.
Yeah. So consistent work is good. It gives us the ability to work through a routine, which is important for your mental health. Very important for your mental health. I can tell you one thing, over the last 2 weeks, I have been sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, I know. Our gaming's really suffered for it.
So I haven't played games a lot. I guess that's the hardest part about it. You're trying to find the balance too. So it will take a few weeks finding that balance. But yes, I'm feeling great because of the routine. Maybe because I'm getting more sleep. Maybe because feeling like I'm achieving something each day. So yeah, those things, I guess we're going to talk about them, but all those things go in towards building a routine, building some good habits.
More money too.
So, yeah.
That's a big thing as well. Like an ease of financial pressure. There's a Hilltop Hood song, and it's like, something about living with debt. It's a weight that can curve your spine.
Yes. I'm trying to think of the song. I know the one you're talking about.
Live and Let Go, maybe?
You might be Live and Let Go. Yep.
Either
sounds
that
right.
or damn it, it's the dad song.
Oh, um,
You know the one.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of the name.
Yeah, no, me either.
But yeah, no, you're right. Financial security. I don't like. I don't believe in. You need money, I guess, to be happy. But
you
there's
do.
there's a line. You do.
Yeah.
You do. There's a line. Like everybody's got bills. You need to live. You need to, you got to eat. If you're driving around, like cost of fuel is ridiculous at the moment. Those sort of things. So yeah, happiness doesn't revolve around money, but to a degree it can. That financial security is really important for your mental health. Just knowing that each week you're going to be able to pay for the things that you need to pay for, and have some for fun. I think that's the biggest thing. Is it's fine if you can pay your bills. You can pay to pay your rent, pay your mortgage, whatever that might be, food, all those sort of little things. But you need your food. The Queensland thing, isn't it? Food.
Yeah.
Food. So yeah, you pay for all those things, but you need to be able to have something so that you can, take on some hobbies, do your hobbies, do some things, things like that.
Like, I'd love to be able to take up any more hobbies now that you've got more income.
Nope, just going to upkeep my drums a little bit more, which would be really nice.
Get yourself a China.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, I really want a China cymbal. I've wanted one for so long. That and a splash cymbal.
Every single count in ever, just 4 count on the China.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. I can't wait. So
and a cowbell.
I've got a cowbell. I just don't like the setup with it. Yeah, it goes on top of your hi-hat stand, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer it to have it like maybe down low near the bass drum. There's a few different ways or a few different setups you can do with a cowbell. A few different
Rossi
types.
had his like between his toms. So he had 2 toms mounted on his bass drum, and he had a snare between them or just above them.
Yep. Yeah, so a few different ways, but definitely some upkeep. I'd love some new skins, especially for my student kit. So yeah, just those sort of things. Which would be really nice to have.
And some tattoos.
Maybe one on my hand. What do you reckon?
They won't do it.
Probably not.
Well,
I don't think I'd be able to handle it.
That's easy.
You say that.
The hand was easy.
You've got many tattoos, though. I have.
Exactly. I've got experience. I know where it hurts and where it doesn't. But yeah, a lot of tattoo places won't actually do your hand, your fingers, your neck, or your face unless you've got a solid amount of tattoos.
Right. Okay.
Unless you're like a basic white bitch and you're going in to get some stupid little thing squiggled on the side of your hand or something, like then they'll do it. But like to get something like that where your whole hand's covered, a lot of places will just be like, no, like come back when you've actually got, some commitment to tattoos. Like this isn't just a light decision to make, because it does change a lot of things about your life. Like people do look at you differently when you've got neck and hand and face tattoos.
Yes. So who knows? Maybe I'll get a tattoo eventually.
Get a bass drum on your heart.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Because bass drum, heartbeat.
Yeah.
So,
Makes
you tick.
And then I said it and I was just like,
no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That'd fucking hurt. Just putting that out there, that would hurt like shit.
Yeah. I've heard ribs hurt.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
Back of your leg.
Back of my leg?
Like your calf? Hurts like shit.
Hurts like shit? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard like forearms not too bad.
Forearms easy as piss. anything on your arms except for like the inside of your bicep, like, and your elbow.
Okay. And your elbow, yeah, right.
Like easiest tattoo by a million miles is the side of your fucking arm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
like there, yeah.
Yeah, like absolute walk in the park.
Yeah. I mean, you would get needles, you know. You get
Hmm.
flu shots and things like that in the, you know, top part of your arm. So needles don't bother me.
You get needles in your butt, but I'll give you a hint: getting your butt tattooed is not very nice.
That wouldn't feel very nice.
No.
You get a tattoo on your butt, don't you?
Yeah, it's your name.
My name, thought so. Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day, actually. Not your name, but your name.
My name.
So, like, get that one I've got on my butt blacked out, and then literally get the words "your name." I thought that was cool because then they were like, "So yeah, I got a tattoo on my butt." It's like, "Oh, what is this?" It's like, your name.
They've got what? My name? Yeah, your name.
I've got your name. How cool is that, right?
Yeah. It's funny. I don't see the funny side of that.
You see the white side of my moon.
Very good. Very funny. Oh, well done.
All right.
Well, yeah, let's chat about routine. What about routine do you like? Because you've got quite the routine, I guess.
Do I?
You've had for a while. Well, you talk about a work routine. Although, that's changed a little bit recently.
It chops and changes all the time.
Chops and changes all the time.
Yeah. So, like, I work big hours, and recently, like, my hours were cut, and then they've come back, and then they got extended, and it's just like, but yeah, essentially, like, the start time's always the same. Like, I'm always going to get up at like just before 4 a.m, stumble around, get dressed, brush my teeth, grab a coffee, jump in the car, put my music or audiobook on, and then it's like a 35-minute drive to get to work. So, like, that part of the routine doesn't change. It's just, which is good. I'm not a morning person. I fucking hate waking up in the morning. I hate waking up. It means I didn't die in my sleep, but a joke.
Yes.
But I have a very dark sense of humor, as everyone should know by now. And so, like, I do enjoy that part of the routine. Like, it's good to, you know, I know this is what time I need to wake up. If I don't get up at that time, like, this here is the very specific time that I need to be on the fucking road. It's like, it's good having those things. Like that's a good thing about having a routine. Is like, you start to work out like your limits to things as well. So, like, you know, your time constraints, you can be like, well, if I'm having a rough day, like, this here is the absolute minimum. Like, you need to get your show on the road. And that can be helpful. It's, you know, it takes a little bit of the stress out of the situation because, you know, because there's nothing worse than, like, you've got an appointment or something and you're like, oh, shit, am I going to make this on time? Like, do I need to call ahead and say, hey, look, I'm a couple of minutes late, like, I'm on my way? But if you've got that routine in place and you know what your absolute deadline is, then, you know, you can work around, you can play with it a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm having a slow start this morning, but as long as I'm, you know, gone by now, then I'm going to be okay. So that's where routine can help a little bit.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I like to give myself a little bit of a buffer. I kind of tell myself that I've got to leave 15 minutes before I actually have to leave. Because then I get to that time, and if I am running or, you know, something's going wrong, I'm like, no, it's okay. I've got an extra 5 minutes. Like, no need to rush. Just finish what you need to get through, and then you can go. So yeah, but routines always help me, especially with, well, better sleep for starters, That's a big thing. We've done an episode on sleep and how important it is. And I've struggled for the last 6 months without a proper routine. So when I was at university as well, that helped because, I had a routine. I had the same classes, I had the same drives, I had the same times that I would have to get up through the week and the same system. So that's always really good. It helps my mental health, helps relieve a lot of stress too. You're not stressed as much. You can manage your stress more effectively. So yeah, routine is great. I love routine. Very routine-driven person. I think I've said this before anyway. So,
multiple times.
Yeah. If
I don't. You're right.
I was just gonna say, like, if my routine gets messed up, I'm a cranky pain in the ass.
You little bitch.
Yeah, I get really upset about it. Yeah, I really do.
The tisms.
Yeah, probably.
Same. Try to dodge it, but I think it fucking grazed me a little bit on the way past. But like, I've got routine until the weekend, and then everything goes out the window.
Okay.
So like, during the week, like I've got work. I know that every Wednesday and Thursday I've got the kids, and then it gets to Friday and I'm like, got no plans, do whatever the fuck I want. I'll go to sleep when I want, I'll eat when I want, I'll shower when I want, I'll shower optionally. No, that's gross. Don't be a grub, shower. One
day I think is acceptable. If you've missed a day, you can live with it. As long as you have one the next day, like early that morning. Not after work, though. I'm talking like a weekend that you've spent at home. Say you've spent a day at home. You haven't really done much. I feel like, it's still gross, but...
Ew.
But you can live with it.
Ew.
It's manageable.
No.
Not after work, though. You have to after work.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, we've had a conversation. We're not going to get into it.
No, we're not. No, we've had that conversation. Let's leave that one where it belongs, in the fucking bin.
Like in the shower.
Yeah, well. In those, like, decontamination showers. Like, walk into... Yeah. But what about you? Like, do you find that when you get to the weekends, you kind of throw it all out the window? I guess you've got a pretty structured weekend, though. Like,
I've got a really structured, but that's the one thing I've actually held on to while I haven't had consistent work, is I've always had a structured weekend. Yep.
Yeah, you're very structured.
I am very structured.
Which makes it easy to, like, coordinate shit with you.
I guess that's true. I've got the times, and it also makes it hard because it's like it's got to fit in with my system. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I guess the downfall is when I like I've talked about, if I don't have a routine, I'm a mess. Depression through the roof, anxiety through the roof, all those sort of things, all those mental health issues and things that, not that are shunted or pushed to the side when I have a routine. These things don't just disappear because of, things that we talk about. We've mentioned that before. So, those issues won't disappear with a routine, but they become a little bit easier to manage, I think is the words I'm looking for. So yeah, when I don't have a routine, it's awful. I find it really hard to push through those mental health problems.
Yeah. Do you find that having such a kind of set routine that you become resistant to change?
Yes, absolutely. I am very resistant to change. Yes.
Which
Yes.
can be a negative side of having routines.
It can be a very negative side of having routines. Yeah. So resistant to change. It's one of those things you got to work at. You got to work at becoming better at working with change, because change is going to happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So things are going to go wrong. Things are going to change. That's the way the world is. So it's just a matter of being able to work with those changes, which I've become a lot better at over the years. But say, take me when I was, I don't know, younger, teenager, still very routine driven back then. Something would change, or I would not be in a good mood. And the problem is that would determine how I would feel for the rest of the day. Yeah, one little thing out of place. Whereas now, I'm okay. I had a great example this morning. Like, I was supposed to be home maybe an hour earlier than I was. So that was a small minor routine change. My plan was to be home earlier so that I could, get prepared. We're doing the podcast. I've got some things that I need to do. That was what I planned for. That was part of my routine for the week. So that delay of an hour years ago would have thrown me out. I would have been super upset. I would have been annoyed, angry, frustrated. Mental health kind of things would have been flying through my head. But because I've worked on it, I was able to just go about the routine as per usual and just kind of work through it. So, yeah, a few years ago, I probably would have told you, no, can't record the podcast today. Not doing it. Not in the mood. Can't do it. But yeah, so there's a really good example. It just takes time.
You're not boring, by the way. I'm just yawning a lot.
No,
it's like 3 o'clock.
It's fine.
So it's just like
9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Like, why do we do this to ourselves?
For the people.
Yes.
Speaking of boring, though, that can also be a negative effect of routine.
Yes.
You can be boring. If you are like diehard stuck to your routine and not willing to change anything about it or introduce new things into your routine, you can get stuck in a rut and become boring. Yeah. And it's also can become a bit of a crutch in your life as well. And, you almost you become completely dependent on that routine. And like you were saying, like, you have a bit of a breakdown when that routine changes. Like, it's important to have routine. It sets yourself up to, stay focused, on track and positive. It's very good. But there needs to be like a healthy balance between this is my routine, but I'm flexible.
Yes. Needs to be some flexibility.
Yeah, agreed. Because otherwise you're stuck doing the exact same thing every day of the week, every week of the month, every month of the year, and suddenly you're just this boring ass person. Like, even if you've got hobbies and shit that you do, like, you still need to be flexible and open to change. Like,
well, and it's not even others. Others will probably see that as boring, but you'll find it boring yourself. Yeah, and boredom is not in any way a positive outlook to have. That gives your mind the opportunity to wonder and start thinking about some, mental health things. There's that reflection there. So, yeah, totally agree. Flexibility gives you the ability to open up to change as well, make those changes when you need to. So, yeah. But routine. I small routines. So even when I wasn't doing, a consistent job on a regular basis, small routines would still help. So those smaller routines can help. If you're struggling to implement routine at all, and say you don't have to do a lot of day to day, or you don't have a lot of work or anything like that. There's nothing you really do that's got to be set in stone for the week. It's the smaller routines. It's the getting up, getting up, having your breakfast, making your bed. I think we talked about this a few episodes ago too. Get up, make your bed, whatever it is, have a shower, go for a walk. That could be 2 hours of your day. But if you were doing that every day, sets you up for the rest of the day. So, yeah.
They do say that eating your meals in a routine is also beneficial.
Yes.
Because our bodies are very much creatures of habit.
Yes.
And choosing to eat your meal around the same time every day kind of like teaches your body to digest it properly and process it.
Yes.
So there's that.
And we learn that from a very, very young age through school.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
school. You know, the whole like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Apparently that was just propaganda. It was started by a cereal company.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on them.
Same as like diamonds are forever. Like that was also like a massive marketing scam.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I
wonder where, because I would say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I don't always do it, but I feel like when I do, I could get through my day a little bit easier because I'm not sitting there hungry. It's not my favourite meal of the day. My favourite meal of the day is always dinner. That's one thing I hate is a rushed dinner. I'll have a rushed breakfast. I'll have a rushed lunch. Hate rushing dinner. That's just a part of my routine thing too.
So the notion that breakfast is the most important meal of the day was not based on scientific evidence, but rather a clever marketing campaign from the 1920s. Edward Bernays, using psychological tactics, successfully convinced the public that breakfast was crucial for their well-being.
Wow. Huh, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's heaps of things like that we just take for granted these days that were actually started as shit like that. Like, just, yeah.
Power of marketing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Not that that's got anything to do with routine, but interesting.
No, it doesn't directly, but especially it does when it impacts our daily lives like that.
Especially if people are like, no, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I have to include it in my routine. It's like, well, actually, it's a marketing campaign.
Well, think about coffee. It would have had a similar marketing strategy.
You reckon?
Yep.
No, I think people just started drinking coffee and were like, fuck yeah.
Well, probably. But you think about it,
that's what I do.
Yeah, I drink lots of coffee. I don't drink a lot. But that's the perfect way to, market it, is help you wake up in the morning. What does everyone do?
Have a dart and a coffee.
Drink coffee in the morning. Yeah. We do not condone unhealthy eating habits.
No.
I wonder if it's still a little while ago I did Hey?
I don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
No, neither do I. Yeah. I did some research, this is probably a long time ago, but I remember when coffee was the second most addictive drug in the world. I wonder if that's still true. Yeah, second behind sugar.
Yeah, I was going to say sugar was right up there.
Yeah, sugar. Probably still the same.
That's drugs. That doesn't count. I don't want drugs. Oh.
I mean, I guess it's weird because we classify sugar and caffeine as a drug. Because drug is just another word for medication, really. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I typed in the top 5 most addictive substances in the world, and everything's coming back as just drug results. I'm like, no, I don't want the drugs. It's heroin, by the way. It's heroin.
just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Don't do heroin.
No, do not do heroin. But yeah, anyway, routine. Routine's good. Give it a go. Just give, if you're having problems with feeling sluggish, not sleeping well. I don't even know if we covered this off in our sleeping episode and how important sleep is. But yeah, if you find you're not sleeping well, try and do some routines. I think we did. Try some night routines, try some middle of the day routines, just some smaller routines. And that might go a long way to helping you being able to manage some stress more effectively.
I found out something about sleep that I didn't know over the weekend. So, Kristen was talking about sleep and how, being a shift worker, like, night shift, day shift, it really ruins your sleep pattern. Apparently, if you can't sleep at night, there's like a limit before you should stop trying to sleep. So after an hour of unsuccessfully trying to sleep, you're meant to get up, do a very monotonous, like go fold some clothes or something like that, and then return and try and sleep. Because if you spend like more than an hour trying to fall asleep, you just get angry and frustrated, and it makes the situation worse.
Yes. Yes, I have heard that before. Interesting, hey?
Yeah.
But I hate it because you're trying to get to sleep. You need to go to sleep. So you got to get up for work in the morning. You got no choice. You have to try and get to sleep. So I guess that's where that frustration comes in. Because you're like, no, I really need to get to sleep, and I can't get to sleep. Now I'm pissed off about it. Now I'm going to have a shit sleep. I'm going to wake up cranky. Yeah, spiral effect. Yeah. So
that's all I've got for today, anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do want to quickly talk about the fact that what are we in? We're in May. So in a couple of months, I'll just say a couple of months, we're going to be doing a podcast in the same room, not over the internet. Possibly. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If that happens, we would really like to answer some questions. So over the next couple of months, send in the questions.
Let us know if you want us to kiss.
I'm not doing that shit.
Just for the views.
I don't care. I hope the views decline.
There's going to be someone. There's going to be at least one person in the comments that's going to be like,
something stupid. Yeah. Not doing that. Not doing that. We'd love to answer questions about the podcast. That would be really cool. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Send us an email. I don't think I brought up the email in a while. It's in the description. paininourheadpodcast@gmail.com. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah. Anyway. All right, on that note, we're going to an ad break. You're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. The Pain in Our Head podcast is proudly sponsored by Music Magic Co. and Brisbane rock band The Flying Circus. Visit the links in the podcast description for more information. Back to the show. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Pain in Our Head podcast. We've been talking this week about routine and why it's good for your mental health. Yeah, it's great. We're pretty good with our routine with the podcast. We usually record each week on a Sunday. But sometimes that changes, but we're usually pretty good. We try and keep it, each week. We're good with the routine when it comes to the releasing of episodes.
Yeah.
So, episode comes out every Monday morning.
We've only had a delay like that first initial release.
Yeah.
That was the only time that got delayed.
Yes. But other than that, they come out every week. I think the YouTube's going to start coming out at midnight. I'm going to start releasing it at midnight on the Monday night now. We've started a playlist on YouTube that just has the audio. So if you are driving around the car or whatever it is, you prefer to listen on YouTube is your preferred platform to listen to the podcast on. and you don't want to have the video going, we've got the audio only. So
I was literally about to say that too.
were you really?
Yeah, fuck you.
Great minds think alike. So yeah.
Birds of a feather.
I
told Kristen about that too, and she's just like, he's so innocent.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, I try. Anyway, music. Music. I'm going to talk about a song. Yeah, you want me to go? You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
I'm always positive.
Doubly sure?
Got nothing witty. Just do it. Send it.
It's waiting for it. All right, this week I'm going to talk about a song from a band that we have not discussed. I think you like this band. Everyone likes this band.
I would have fit in that band a couple of weeks ago.
I think you would have, yeah, with your... Oh, that doesn't look right. With your beard. Ben,
big, thick, long beard.
The band we're obviously talking about is ZZ Top. I love ZZ Top. Z Top.
Stop being a dickhead.
ZZ Top. Great band. I really like ZZ Top. Yep. Didn't have as big as of an appreciation for them as I did until I saw the documentary. You seen the documentary?
Okay. No.
Really? Yeah. I thought it was really, really good. Yep.
Okay.
Just explains how they come about. Is they were like a blues band out of like a really small town from, kind of wherever they're from. I don't really remember it.
Because you paid attention,
obviously. I paid attention. And just how they came up. They had a really good producer who helped them layer a lot of different sounds. And that really put them on the map. And when they came out with that first album, it was just huge. They were a massive hit. And they were kind of just different. They were using blues, but then turning it into a really kind of grungy rock kind of sound. And yeah, we got some awesome music out of it. The song I'm going to talk about is Sharp Dressed Man, which, as Christian pointed out to me before we started the episode, would have fit in perfectly with last week's episode when we were talking about being yourself and dressing the way you want to dress. I think it fits in a little bit with this week, as we are talking about routine. So it reminded me of, especially work, getting up each day, putting on your uniform or putting on whatever you've got to wear to go to work each day. And yeah, that's why I'm bringing up this song. But Sharp Dressed Man, what a great song! Just from the first chord and that riff, it's super dirty, grungy, heaps of distortion, and I think the other reason why I wanted to bring up a song from ZZ Top is because the drummer, fantastic. It's very simple. His drums, in most of the songs, very simple. Very routine, though. It is just what it is all the way through, and it just fits really, really well. Sits in the pocket really, really well. And that's kind of reminds me of routine. Probably why I like routine so much.
What's that mean?
What's that mean? Sitting in the pocket?
It's in the pocket.
Sitting in the pocket. I've said that a couple of times, I think, haven't I? Yeah. Sitting in the pocket means that it's more of a term for rhythm sections of music.
Bass players, drummers.
Bass line, drummers, yep, all that sort of thing. And it's the ability to sit in that spot and consistently keep those rhythmic patterns going for a long duration so that all of the other pretty sort of shit can sit over the top and kind of be a little bit more highlighted. So your melodies, your little licks and twicks and your riffs and those kind of things.
Oh, it's just a fancy way of saying you're actually doing your fucking job for once.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yep, you're doing your job pretty much. Yeah. So it's just not being too complex. It's just sitting back and letting some of the other music be the highlight which is very common in a lot of different styles and a lot of different genres. Very common in pop music, because pop music at the moment is all about the vocals. Same as we think about, rock music, old school rock music, all about the riffs. That's what it was about, all about the riffs, which riffs are rhythm as well. Riffs are a rhythmic pattern that are usually done on, a guitar of some sort. But yeah, so that's what it means by sitting in the pocket. And I love a drummer who can sit in the pocket really effectively and do a really good job at it. Make it interesting enough so that it's not boring, but also do it so well that you almost don't even notice that they're there. So that's the idea. So yeah, I think that's why I like routine so much, because I like drums. Drums are very routine based. Pun intended. That wasn't a good one. You have your counts, especially a 4/4 or a 6/8. You have your bars, you have things that you do repeatedly. So maybe that's why I like drums and like being a drummer. Yeah, it's interesting. So just off the back of everything we've spoken about in this episode, and we've talked about how much of a routine kind of person I am. Would you say you were a routine type of person?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I do function well having a set kind of routine. Like, I'm at work from this time till this time. I have this on these days after work at these times. And especially like organizing extra things. Like, I'm very flexible, but I do like to have at least a week's notice.
Yeah, okay.
For things like, okay, this is what I want to do on the weekend. This is what I've got planned. And then if those plans change, you best believe I'm about to have a fucking shit fit.
Yeah, okay.
Hate being bailed on, like, on the day. That will, like, just blow my brain up.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. I was trying to make a connection because you're obviously more of a vocalist. When I think about melody and vocals, it's all you can chop and change very quickly. So there's a lot of up and down and a lot of different sort of movements.
Like my life, just up and down.
Anyway, I was just trying to make a connection to see if, maybe that's why you were drawn to vocals. Okay, this is true. Yes. Yeah, okay. But you like rhythm, though. You're a big fan of rhythm. So
I worshipped a monomath for years and years of my life, and everything every single song they do is mid-paced chugging.
Yes.
It's just, yeah.
Yep. Yes.
That's
cool. That's cool. But yeah, anyway, ZZ Top, awesome sound. If you've never heard them before, we'll chuck this particular song up on the playlist, but they've got some other fantastic songs. My favorite would have to be Legs. Don't know why, just I think it's an awesome song. The thing I really like about ZZ Top is their production value, and because the type of riffs and the type of sounds that they're doing on their guitars, they're very beachy, kind of jangly kind of sounds. And the only thing that really makes it their sound is all the distortion stacks and things like that are put behind it. But if you take away all that distortion and all those deep bass sounds and all of those extra sort of potentially some synths that are like thrown in and merged over the top, they just sound like a beach kind of band. What do you call them? Like there's a word for it, like the
surf rock.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So anyway, good band.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, what would you like to chat about?
Well, as per usual lately. Actually, I just want to say too, like this, like since last week's episode about being yourself. The amount of songs that I've come across in my like personal music library that are to do with being yourself has been fucking ludicrous. I'm like, God damn, I could have spoken about this in the podcast.
It's always like
there was
that.
one I wanted to like show to you, and I completely forgot. I'm fucking positive it was a Hilltop Hood song I hadn't listened to very much. But actually, I think it's literally called "Be Yourself."
Yeah.
Off like their last album.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that last week.
Did you? I don't know.
I think I did.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Let me know tomorrow when the podcast comes out. Yeah.
Haha, you didn't. You lying dog. Maybe you did. I don't know.
I can't remember.
But anyway, so this week's song, it's a song that I've been waiting for like a month to come out now. I found it on an Instagram reel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, as I do. If it's not YouTube, it's Instagram. I do find like the quality of the songs I come across on Instagram are a lot lower than the stuff I come across on YouTube. There's just so many like unsigned artists on Instagram that are just trying to promote their own thing.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's very popular to auto-tune the fuck out of your voice and overproduce the shit out of everything. And it's annoying.
It's pop music at the moment.
Yep. It's the shit out of me. Like, anyone can fucking do it. You don't have to be a good singer to use auto-tune.
Nope.
Anyway, this one is fine. This is Weatherman by Zach Hood. And Caleb would know that I was very fucking excited about it because, like, the moment it got released, I think I listened to it, like, twice to get a feel for the song and then recorded myself singing it and sent it to the group chat. I was like, yeah, I fucking love this song. And sent it to multiple people. And, oh, you sound so good when you sing this song. I was like, yeah, thank you. I fucking love it. I love this song. And it's got nothing to do with routine. It's just a fucking really great song that I've been really fucking excited to come out. And now it's finally out. And yeah, it's about a breakup, basically. Like his girlfriend losing feelings for him.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just a bit of I wouldn't particularly call it acoustic. It's acoustic. It's an acoustic song.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
okay.
I listen to all types of music. It's definitely not metal. Very sort of upbeat, kind of, good little fucking pop your head along. Like, yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay. Chorus really catchy. I enjoy the shit out of it.
Yep.
I did find another song on Instagram too, actually.
I was going to say, is there another?
It's not good.
Oh, okay.
It's catchy though.
It's the one that you've been listening to on repeat gives me the shits. I can't stand it.
What?
Oh, what's that song? You've been listening to a song a heap lately. I can't stand it. I can't think of it. It's fine. I'll digress.
Have I been singing it?
Oh, I don't think so. Just you've had it on a fair bit. It's a pop song. It's one of those popular
Artemis,
ones.
I like the way you kiss.
Yep.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell you.
No, I can't stand it.
It's catchy as shit. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's why I don't like pop music. That's my problem.
I'll pop your music. But no, there's another song, like, because, like, people post reels and they use music in the background, and it's a bar song by Shabuzi.
Shabuzi?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like a classic, like, I can't use the words that I usually would use because it's not nice. I'm gonna say anyway. It's kind of like ghetto music, right?
Right. Okay.
But it's done in country style.
Ah. Okay.
So, but auto-tuned to the shithouse.
Mm.
Not like T-Pain levels of auto-tune,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but like glaringly obvious levels of auto-tune. And
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Like catchy song, catchy chorus. I enjoyed it. I was listening to it on the drive home yesterday and was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Totally wasn't looking at reels while I was driving home. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. You know, I just wanted to bring this up too. When we say
No.
auto tune, and we always say how like something's been auto tuned.
Mm.
Did you know that that's not the technical term for what's happening?
Pitch shifting?
Yeah, pitch shifting. But the reason we say auto tune is because auto tune
Essentially what it
is the name of probably the most popular plugin in the box plugin for changing the pitch of audio or not audio, changing the pitch of different notes.
So that's like when people say to take Panadol, but what they mean is paracetamol.
Yes.
Panadol's the brand, not the drug.
Yes, exactly the same thing. Yes, auto-tune is the name of the program, or name of the plugin that we use in the mixing world.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I knew it was pitch shifting, but yeah, I wasn't aware that auto-tune was the name of the plugin.
Yep. So there you go. A little bit of...
There you go. We both taught each other something. You're like, I've already forgotten what you taught me, haven't you?
I did. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Lucky me.
About the marketing campaign.
Marketing campaign. I do remember. Yes. Interesting.
Probably more interesting than your auto-tune, but whatever.
Well, they probably did some really good things in regards to their marketing campaign, so that now it's just called auto-tuning.
Yeah, they got really attractive people who didn't sound that well, made them sound well, and they're like, we did it.
Made them sound good. Yeah.
that was their marketing campaign.
Yeah. I guess the whole idea behind the auto-tune is that it does it for you. So
I've never used it. Like, is there like a slider like that just like determines how much tuning it does, or is it like?
Yeah, there's a few different. They've got a few different tiers or a few different types, but basically the idea is there'll be presets, so you can just put in your audio. You can go, I want it to be completely auto-tuned and sound a little bit like this, and it'll just do it for you. And that's where we get that auto-tuned sound, because it's overtuned, or like it's been pitch shifted so much that you can hear the difference. Whereas if I'm mixing, I like to use something called Melodyne. That's my auto-tune, but it's not auto-tune. There is an auto-tune feature on that particular program software plugin, but yes, it's a matter of you have all the notes that line up. It shows you with your audio file, and you can click and drag, and you can work with the vibrato and different aspects of how the voice sounds, and you can choose how far you want to move that pitch. That's how you get a little bit more of a natural sound.
For people that don't understand what we're talking about when we mention auto-tuning and pitch shifting, the artist that I mentioned before is a perfect example of what auto-tune does to your voice, and that would be T-Pain, where it makes you sound like a fucking robot. It's all like, I can't even describe it. Like, yeah, it's just, when you hear it, and now that I've explained, like, that's why T-Pain sounds like that, that is auto-tuning. Now you'll be like, oh, okay. When you hear someone else, like Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly uses auto-tune. Katy Perry uses auto-tune. Like, these are all artists that you're like, oh, these guys sound really good. But they do use auto-tune. Like Machine Gun Kelly really uses auto-tune. Like, they try to hide it, but you can hear it. Like, there's certain notes when he's singing that you're like, fucking auto-tune.
Yeah. Everything. All styles will use auto-tune, or or pitch shifting, but it's the degree and how much that vibrato is changed. And what I mean when I say vibrato, that basically just means when notes of pitches are changed really, really quickly. So Machine Gun Kelly and T-Pain, you can hear the vibrato changing really, really quickly. And that's what we hear. Whereas if you have more of a smooth vibrato, where instead of it being like a sharp, jig-jagging kind of motion, it's more of like a wave. And that's where the auto-tune isn't as, or the pitch shifting isn't as prominent. So, yeah. But in type of music that we like, well, not so much metal. They do it a little bit in metal, but
Bring Me the Horizon does it.
Yeah. So as you talk about like harmonizing vocals, the easiest way to do a vocal harmony these days without actually having to record the vocal harmony. When we say harmony, we mean singing or notes that harmonize with each other. So over a chord, you'll have a section that'll be lower, and it'll fit the same chord as your main line, which will be like a little bit higher or in that mid range. The easiest way to go about that now is actually doing an auto tune or pitch shifting. So when a lot of metal music and rock music, when you hear the harmonies, all they're doing is taking the vocal track, dropping it into another track, and then pitch shifting that whole track down to the lower vocal harmony or the higher, and then blending it. So when you do a full pitch change like that, because the vibrato is changing so abruptly, if you were just listening to that by itself, it would sound super robotic and super computerized. But when they blend it in with the main vocal, you get the harmony sound.
Dude. You know how many times I had to like record vocals for Iron Wizard because we wanted like heavier sections where it was like, we're going to triple layer these vocals. So then you've got to go back and record like, the chorus, for example. You'd record the chorus how you normally sing it.
Yep.
And then you'd go back and be like, right, we're going to re-record this.
Yep.
Except now you're going to do a high range scream for it. And then it's like, cool, that sounds good, but we need some lows for it. So now you're going to go back and re-record the exact same fucking thing in your low gutturals. And it's like, yeah, sick. Just what I wanted to do. I wanted to sing the same fucking chorus 3 times in a row. And that's provided you got it right those 3 fucking times.
Yep.
Because chances are you're not.
Nope. And I'll be honest with you, nothing sounds better than a perfect harmonized vocal that's been recorded. Okay, absolutely. Like if you can record that harmony, sounds beautiful. But now with technology and the way that we can mix, I'm giving away all these mixing tips and techniques, and mixing engineers are probably really pissed off at me at the moment for telling everyone their secrets. Not that everyone's listening, but that's the secret behind it. That's what you do.
Well, speaking of like really fucking good sounding harmonies, Carry On My Wayward Son. Amazing vocal harmonies.
Yes. But when you think about when that came out, that is proper harmony.
What?
Like that'll be recorded harmony.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like that's not like overproduced bullshit. They haven't used like plugins or anything like that. That's the vocalist getting in and getting it fucking done and like laying down those vocal tracks like fucking gods.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, that was the way of doing it back then.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, there you go.
That's really fucking good music session.
It was good music
tech
discussion.
Talk.
Bit of tech talk. I could talk about mixing and shit like that all day. So I won't though, because we'll be here forever. Next week, what are we talking about next week, Christian? Oh, so no, you go.
Introduce a bit of that into the every now and then, throw in a bit of a tech talk. Show off that we actually are musicians.
Yeah, we sort of have some idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're not just like enthusiasts that are going, I like music because it sounds good. It's like, no, we've actually, between us, we've got quite a bit of experience in music.
Been doing the music.
Yeah, but yeah, so next week you suggested that we talk about insecurities.
Ooh. It's going to be a good episode next week. It's going to be a long one. Yes. Great.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm not going to say it's going to be good or it's going to be bad, but it'll be interesting.
Well, lock it in, secure it, and we'll talk about it.
Put a ring on it.
We'll talk about it next week. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all the. I don't think I've said this for a little while. Thanks for all the comments that we do receive. I get a lot of messages, things like that. We also get some comments on the YouTube, which is fantastic. We love seeing comments on YouTube. So, please drop a comment on the YouTube. We'll hit the like even or something like that. That would be really cool. So
share it. If you really like the episode, share it on your Facebook, share it on your socials. Tell people about it.
Yes. One of the best things that you can do if you are listening on Spotify is smash that rating button on Spotify. That helps with the algorithms. So the more ratings we get smashed on, we'll get more algorithms, we'll get more listens. So, yeah.
Do I have to listen to it to rate it on Spotify, or can I just rate it?
I think you've got to listen to it a couple of times. Yeah, you've got to have 2 or 3 listens maybe, or at least listen to like one episode or something like that.
But I recorded it, and then I listened to it on YouTube, and I listened to like my whole week's going to just be listening to it on multiple platforms so that I can fucking self-rate it.
Self-rate it, yeah. With 5 stars. Nice.
Oh, 5 stars the ones that I talk the most on, and like 4 stars the one that you take the lead on.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I think it's just a general for the whole show. So, anyway. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Till then, it's okay to not be okay.